Hello everyone, I am Sahana Prasad from Department of Commerce, Gopal Swami PU College, Mysore. In this session, let's start with chapter 3 of business studies, that is business environment. So what is business environment? Business environment is the sum total of all the external and internal factors that affects the business. See, it means it's a collection of individuals, entities and other factors which may or may not be under the control of the business organization, but it will have a deep and direct effect on its performance, profitability, growth and even survival. In simple terms, we can say that business environment is a combination of both internal and external factors that affects company's operating situation. To explain this, I can give you a few examples. See, there are so many external environment factors that affects the business. Like there may be sudden change in the government policies or economic policies or some political uncertainty. Sometimes there may be a change in fashion trend, and of course customers' preferences and tastes keeps on changing, and change in fashion, and of course sometimes there will be increase in competition in the market. So all these are external factors. It influence the working of the business in a very important ways. So now let us see the features of business environment. First one is totality of external factors. See, external factors means business environment includes all forces, institutions and factors which directly and immediately affects the business operating situation. Here all the factors means political factors, legal factors, social factors, cultural factors, economic factors. All these factors influence the business operating situation. So this is totality of external factors. Second one is specific and general force. Here specific force means customers, investors, suppliers, competitors. So these are the specific forces which directly and immediately affects the day-to-day operations of the business. So these are specific forces. Next is general force. General force means economic factors, legal, political, social, cultural. All these are external factors and general factors which affect the business indirectly. So this is general factors. So this is specific factor and general factors. Third one is interrelatedness. See, all the factors which affects the business, they are interrelated to each other. To make you understand this point, I can give you one example. These days, people have become more health conscious. On this basis, business have started producing products like Diet Coke and by opening health resorts and fat-free cooking oil, all these. So these two are different factors, but they are interrelated. So this is the meaning of interrelatedness. Next one is dynamic nature. External environment or the business environment is highly flexible and it keeps on changing. So business has to continuously monitor and scan the external environment in order to survive in the market. See, for example, earlier days film industry used to earn revenues by selling cassettes, CDs and DVDs. But these days technology has changed a lot. These days film industry can earn money from satellite rights, digital rights, like nowadays we have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar. From these business or the film industry can earn money. So this is dynamic. Earlier days it was different, but today it is very much different. So this is dynamic in nature. Next one is complexity. Here complexity means it is not very easy to understand the changes that takes place in the external environment. But even though it is easy to scan the external environment, but the impact or the effect which happens to the business, to understand that it is very complicated. Even though sometimes a small or a minor change which happens in the external environment, it will have a deep impact on the business. See, for example, suppose there is a change in government policies to increase tax rate by 5%, that will have a large impact on the profit of the business. So this is complexity. Even though it is easy to understand or easy to scan the external environment, but to understand that is very complex. It is not easy. Next is uncertainty. Future itself is uncertain. See, it is very difficult to predict the changes which happens in the environment. But only thing is, especially when environment changes takes place too frequently, like for example, changes in fashion or trend in fashion and customers' tastes and preferences, it keeps on changing. So to predict the change is very difficult. So it is uncertain. Next is relativity. See, relativity means the impact of the business environment may differ from company to company or country to country. See, for example, see, political conditions in USA may differ from that of China or UK. And I can give you one more example. The demand for sarees in India is quite high. But when we compare to some other countries like European countries like France, etc., the demand for sarees is almost non-existent. So there is a relativity. So these are the 7 important features of business environment. So now let us see what are the importance of business environment. Business environment it enables the firm to identify opportunities. This is the first importance. See, what is opportunity? Opportunity means a chance to do something which you would like to do. See, environment provides numerous opportunities for business. Only thing is, the business has to grab that opportunity, it has to identify that opportunity and it has to grab that opportunity instead of losing it. For example, Maruti Udyog became the first leader in manufacturing small car because it identified the need of small car in a situation when petroleum prices were rising and there was a large scale of middle class people. So Maruti Udyog identified the need and it grabbed that opportunity and hence it became the leader in manufacturing small car. So next one is it helps the firm to identify threats. So what is threat? Threat means it is a possibility of trouble or danger. See, environment happens to be the source of many threats. Only thing is the business has to identify those threats and it should be in a position to face the situation. Especially when suppose when a business firm or when an Indian firm comes to know that a foreign multinational company is entering with a new substitute, so it is definitely, it's a danger and it is a warning signal. Now the business has to plan properly to face that situation by adopting measures like improving their quality in their products or engaging in aggressive advertising, etc. Only thing is it has to identify those threats because threat is always an early warning signal. I can give you one more example to make you understand these 2 points. Here, 2 important points are there. One is opportunity, another one is threat. One more example I can give you. See, when Pepsi and Coca-Cola got permission to set up their business in India, it was an opportunity for them. But the companies which were there in India, it was a threat for them. Like companies like Gold Spot, Camp Cola, it was a threat for them. So these 2 is very important point, because business environment enables the firm to identify opportunity and also threat. Now let's see the next importance, that is it helps in tapping useful resource. See, environment is a source of various resources for running a business. See, business needs various resources like finance, machines, raw materials, labor, water, power, etc. See, careful scanning of business environment helps the business to tap these useful resources so that it can track these resources, so that later it can convert these resources into goods and services. Next one is coping with changes. See, the business must be aware of the ongoing changes in the business environment. See, it may be in customer requirement or some political uncertainty, or sometimes maybe sudden increase in the competition. So the business must be aware of this change and it has to cope with this change. See, for example, when the Android operating system market was blooming and customers were preferring to buy only Android devices because of its easy interface, Nokia failed to cope with this change, because it did not install Android operating system on Nokia devices. So it failed to adopt this change and it lost its market value. So this is coping with changes. Next is it helps in planning and policy making. Business is, environment is a source of many opportunities and threats. But only thing is, business has to understand and analyze so that it can easily plan, that is deciding the future course of action and making policy, that is training guidelines for decision making. See, to make you understand this, I can give you one more example. When a firm comes to know that new players are entering into a market, which means there is more competition. So in that situation, business has to think that how to deal with this situation. It has to plan and it has to formulate policies. Next one is it helps in improving performance. The enterprises that continuously monitor the environment, it can easily adopt those business practices, because it not only helps in improving their performance, but also it makes the business to survive in the market. So these are the features and importance of business environment. Thank you.